with head coach Nitra Perry and sophomore Deandrea Sawyers after a 66-58 win over Northern Kentucky. Coach, just your thoughts on getting the win.
It was exciting. People are saying it's exciting to watch. It wasn't as fun to coach, but I'm just excited that we got that win. We bounced back from an awful shooting, a free throw shooting game the last game, and so this game, free throws did make the difference. And I thought, down the stretch, the girls responded and they did what they needed to do.
And then just talk a little bit about maybe halftime adjustments or just finally making your shots in the second half. Had a bit of a rough start in the first half, and then you finally got over that hump in the second half.
We really talked about just our defensive presence, and really, we aspire to be a championship team, and talked about, defense winning championships. So we made a couple of adjustments. We started changing up. We went to a zone. We went from doubling to not doubling, back to doubling, and I thought the girls were really alert to do that every possession. We actually didn't have any slip-ups on any possessions as far as what we were supposed to be doing. Down the stretch, I was extremely proud of Kelly Dukowski. We needed a stop, and, I've been challenging her all year to get stops on defense, and she not only got the stop, but then she created a rebounding opportunity for somebody else.
And then Deandrea, you had a career high 26 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Great improvement from last game. Just talk a little bit about how it felt out there shooting the ball.
It felt good. I always just remember Coach said it was going to be a tough game. You got to grind the whole way out. So that's what me and my team did, and we made it and we pushed it through to get the win.
This is your second straight 20-point game. How's conference play a little different than non-conference play?
You got to be tough every game. You got to have your mindset and your mind ready to come out and play basketball, and that's what we do.
And then, Coach, just thoughts on Deandrea's play so far this year. She's been leading the team and clearly showing it in conference play.
I'm really proud of her. She's been very consistent this year. I talk a lot to her about that. The big difference I thought was last year she was more of a volume scorer, meaning she put up a lot of shots to get the same amount of points. And when I look at the stat sheet and she's 6 for 12 up from the floor and 4 for 8 from the three, she's just making better decisions. Her turnovers are down, and it's what you want, from year to year. And so I'm happy for her. 10 for 11 from free throw line. I was giving her a lot of grief during shoot around today about her free throw routine, and so it makes you, just extremely happy as a coach when you see your players being successful and listening and taking everything in.
And then Alice won the Battle of the Boards. Ollie, you had 8 rebounds. Just talk a little bit about, rebounds is kind of, like you said, whoever's toughest, whoever gets in there and grabs the ball.
Our key thing is just push back, and that's what I did. I pushed back, box out, and go get. That's what the coach say do, and that's what I want to go do. And we needed a board as well, so that's what my team also needed me to get the rebounds. I was the 4 at the time, so I had to box out and rebound for my team.
And then going 2-0, going on the road to Lipscomb this weekend. What can we expect?
I think it's a similar type game. Lipscomb and Northern Kentucky play the same style of basketball. The one area that I want to challenge my team is Northern Kentucky was 8 for 20 from the three, shooting 40%. Lipscomb has the exact same style, but I think they shoot a lot more threes. And so for us, we got to figure out in the next couple of days how we can get that down and just keep our confidence. I keep going back to Kelly Dukowski, but for her to have 12 points, 4 for 6 from the boards, I just think, it's one more person that stepped up going closer to conference tournament time. And so going into the next game, I'm hoping she takes that confidence with her.
Just going off of what you just said, Coach, can you talk about the impact of having a bench player drop 12 points and 4 threes all in the second half, and how big that was to your team's come up?
It was huge. It was huge, and I think, we've said this all year. The upstate game, Felicia Dixon came in and had like 11 or 12 points, and it's been somebody different every time. Neffy Lockley stepped in a couple games before that, and so I feel like everybody's buying into that it can be anybody on any given night, and that everybody just has to play their role. And I see Kelly, being more and more comfortable in her role of shooting. We always knew she could shoot. And so, recovering from an injury and getting that confidence, it takes a little time, but like I said, she got a big stop late on a good player. And so, you know, we're going to take that into the next game.
I'm good. Thank you.
And then I've got one final question. Just talk a little bit about the crowd. We got the band in there as well. It was a pink out night. So just talk a little bit about the atmosphere tonight.
The atmosphere was electric. We had a great fan base. We want them to keep coming, and we talk about that as a team. That, you know, we want to show them that, hey, we're working hard on the road, but we also want to work harder for our fans at home. And so, you know, it was a great turnout. Pink out, you know, Cancer Awareness Night, and so, you know, I felt like that's something we can build on and keep getting people to come out if we keep playing hard. Those first 5 minutes were something to be desired, to say the least. But, you know, I feel like if you stay to the end, you'll definitely come back.
Great, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.